Megatron, terrorize! Ah! Yes, welcome to another episode of Tea and Toys. Here we have Beast Wars Megatron, the newly released from the Kingdom line. Now this guy is big, he is huge. So yeah, let's have a just quick spin of his box. Again, like with a lot of the other Predacons and Decepticons, it's got the crashed Nemesis. Nice bit of artwork there on Beast Wars Megatron. I do like that. There he is there. And do I have the alternate head that's been reported? No. Womp womp womp. I get the standard head. Nothing special here. Be interesting to see what they do with that. If that other head might be the head that goes on T-Rex, who's said to be the repaint of this Megatron mold. Kingdom as well. So there we have Megatron's box spin. Let's not delay. Let's get him open. Yes. And now we have Beast Wars Megatron out of his box. Now, this is a very imposing and very impressive looking figure, I must say. Really do like this Megatron. But he is big. He is a big toy. He's a big, proper, nice, chunky leader class figure. A lot of them have had additional accessories to put them in the leader class category. Looking at you, Optimus Prime. Looking at you, Astro Train. And you, Shockwave. So what have we got? Obviously, it's based on more of a realistic T-Rex, so the head's not based on the CGI model, which I don't mind that. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Also, I've got the version with the closed mouth, so I'm assuming that the open mouth version is in fact sub-team in Beast Machines, not even in the series, just in the toy line, the character T-Rex, the Dinobot T-Rex. Not to be confused with Grimlock. There we have. I would prefer the back of the head to be painted. I'm trying to remember what Megatron looked like TV series. I will get there. So you open up that, you've got Megatron's blast cannon. So obviously this is his main weapon. And on the original Ultra class figure, these bits were huge and they were missile launchers, but they're just like little side patches there with little machine guns on, as they were in the TV show. Obviously a lot of back kibble from Megatron here. Not usually worried about any of that, because usually they're displayed facing me, not facing away from me. And the one thing that I don't like about this Megatron is the tail arm. It's nice that they give you the hand, because Megatron in the show, this can be removed. It's not a permanent fixture on Megatron. The original Ultra Class Beast Wars Megatron, it was just one big like tail claw hand, so he had two like big mega hands, which isn't something they carried over into the show. You could actually remove it, and that's why you've got the hand here. And then subsequent figures based on this design, the Robot Masters one and the 10th anniversary one, you could remove the tail arm, so you could have an arm. Now, for Hasbro not to have done that for this Megatron, that disappoints me. It really does. And there's no way of actually removing it. There's no like screws to undo it so you can actually have it removed from him, because it just impedes. Like they've given him a hole in his arm. There's not much he can do with it. He might be able to hold a sword, but it would just look a bit silly because he's got this great big tail section floating in front of it. Now, I will advocate for this. If a third party can get out there to design an entire lower half of the arm, so from this point of articulation here, which looks like it's quite simple to remove, bit of hot water. So I was really hoping this could be unscrewed. I really was, so you could have him just with his normal arm. So it's a bit more posable. This definitely needs to be removable. This being a fixture on the Megatron, big no-no for me. Big disappointment. It just restricts it a little bit, you know. And it's quite cool if you could like clip the tail on the back or something, so it's out of the way. But maybe it's back heavy because there's quite a bit there anyway. But that being said, it's there. Not much I can do about it at the minute, but like I said, I'll advocate for a third party to redo the arm, but that's a lot of work. So that would be an expensive improvement kit, add-on kit, upgrade kit, whatever you want to call it. And again, he's not got many, if any, ports at all to connect any of the fossilizers, modulators, weaponizers. Obviously, he's got the bits on the feet, so you can add some big shoes if you want to, but he's already big enough as is. Put something in the hand, which, again, I wouldn't recommend. And I think you can add in, you can put in some blasts effects in the Megatron head, the dinosaur head. Let's get him in beast mode. Yes. And here we have Megatron in his T-Rex mode. Now, I'm not going to lie. It was difficult to transform. It was messy to transform. And I did not enjoy transforming Megatron in any way, shape or form. I did not enjoy this transforming. So like many others, he will live in his robot mode. Most definitely. But again, obviously, it's got the problems with a lot of panels. The rubber comes away from a lot of places. So you've got a lot of gaps here and there. And there's no covering that up. There's no improving on that, unfortunately. But it is a step up from the original in that regards. The original's an ugly old toy, really, when I think about it. You got these silly little flaps here on springs. I don't know, that's probably the worst part. So there's Megatron. Again, it's quite poseable though in T-Rex mode. In all fairness, it's very poseable. So let's get Paleotrex, who's another T-Rex. Now, one thing I will notice is that, like, as with some birds, especially birds of prey, dinosaurs were meant to have a sexual dimorphism, which means the female is bigger than the male. So does that mean Megatron's a girl? Compared to Paleotrex, if he's a boy? Just a little observation there. Is Megatron in fact a female character compared to Paleotrex? Now, speaking of T-Rexes, let's get out Grimlock. It's obviously based. Oh, look at this T-Rex party. Yes, a T-Rex party. Me, Grimlock smash. Right, there we are. Let's just get them together. So obviously, Beast Wars Megatron is based on a more realistic T-Rex. So you'd have the bent over version, whereas Grimlock's based on wrong science. So you've got a much smaller head than Megatron. Look at that, tiny head. Which is why I prefer this version of Grimlock's head. It does that sort of sizes a bit better next to the Megatron. Well, let's get that better on video so you actually see what I'm talking about. The bootleg knockoff Black Mamba version of Grimlock. There's T-Rexes everywhere. T-Rexes everywhere. Right. Let's just get Megatron over here. Nice little comparison. Him and Grimlock. And obviously with Grimlock you can actually have him based on a proper way a T-Rex would have stood. I don't know, I still think Grimlock's head's just a bit small. Just a bit too small. Right, one of the first things I did when I first bought Transmetal Megatron, which, when I was 16 years old, which started all this Transformers collecting. I never had a Megatron before, and there was Transmetal Megatron still on the shelf in Woolworths. Ah, Woolworths, we miss you. We miss you, Woolworths. So I picked, and the first thing I did was got the Megatron out of the box, got my old Generation 1 Grimlock out. I had a big old T-Rex battle. And funny enough, my Transmetal Megatron never broke. Although it probably is broken now. Whoever owns it now, they may own a broken one. Because of the gold plastic syndrome. But yeah, I have these two battles, so it's nice to then do it again now. Let's get Megatron back into robot mode. We've got Megatron back in robot mode. So let's do a few more quick comparisons with the other Predacon characters that we have had released in the Wave 1 of Kingdom. Eagerly looking forward to Wave 2. There we have Black Arachnia, Vertebrake, and Paleotrex still in his dinosaur mode. But Paleotrex is about the same size as Black Arachnia, so you get a kind of a gist of how the scale works. I wouldn't have minded Vertebrake to have been, I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe like this big. There's a dinosaur next to a spider. She looks kind of small. And obviously, we couldn't do a Megatron video without showing off a Primal, a Prime, an Optimus of some sort. And this is Megatron's opposite in the field of Beast Wars. So there we have Optimus Primal. Now we have Cheetor. I'm just amazed at how good this set is. Aside from Megatron's tail arm being something that I really didn't want. There's the core classes. Again, I still think Rat Trap's too small. And in hindsight, I think Vertebrate is also a bit too small. My preferred Rat Trap. Now, this Rat Trap is big, but yeah, it's the right size for me. This one just is too small. He's just too small. So there's Megatron with all the other Beast Wars type characters. 2 new characters, with a third on his way in Ractonite. Who else is due for Wave 2? So I believe we've got Air Razor and Dinobot that will be dropping in Wave 2. Dinobot is going to be depicted as a Predacon in his release. But obviously you can have him stand with your Maximals to complete your Maximal lineup properly. Or you can have him as his non-switching form, which seems to be this version of Dinobot doesn't seem to flip-flop yet. We get to see the animation, we get to see any more information if there's like an alternate toy continuity, like with the Galactic Odyssey sets. So there we have the new Beast Wars lineup. Really want Pterosaur, really want Tarantulas, and really want the Beast Wars Inferno. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.